Alright guys, so welcome to the pilot of our new podcast. It's called 3 Jewels in a Pod. My name is Dallas Bush. I am one of the few hosts, and I just want to kind of start this off by saying like what we're about, what we're going to do. Basically, we're going to piss a lot of people off. I know the quality probably sucks. The quality is probably so bad. Well, that's fine because no one's going to listen to us for probably never anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, my name is Dallas Bush. I go to UT. And the quality sucks as well. I want to add in, we are actually filming this in a fraternity house. There's a very good chance you could hear Sicko Mode and or Mo Bamba in the background naturally. But yeah, I'm going to kick it to the other host, E Riddle E.
E Riddle E here. Pilot kickoff of 3 Jewels and a Tool.
No, 3 Jewels in a Pod.
Three tools in a pod. I'm sorry, this is the pilot. I'm starting off rusty.
We're still coming up with the names.
We're coming in
Basically
hot.
what it is, it's 3 people, and we don't really talk that much until we start drinking just a little bit, and then we start buzzing, and we're like, oh shit, we should talk to everyone about how we are. So we're just all kind of sitting here smoking jewels and talking about current events and stuff like that.
So what we're about is we're about bringing up current events, past experiences, and our future plans. We're here to make memories. We're here to tell you what we're about and give you our opinions on all things naturally. So
yeah.
We're organic, we're real life, and we're going to tell you how it is on this podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Up next is the third co-host of three pods. What is it? What are we going to call it?
We're 3 tools in a pod. 3 tools in a pod is the thing we're going to go with.
What about 3 pods in a jewel, like the
3 pods in a jewel.
Like the green bean thing?
The green bean.
3 pods? No, it's like...
you know what? It's just a pilot. We're going to figure it out. But up next is, you guys might have heard of Chanel West Coast. But we have our very own Cass Mace East Coast right here for you guys.
The one and only.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm so glad to be here tonight. I just want to let all of our future fans know that I just found out I was going to be a part of this about 5 minutes ago. So I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a good time. Y'all aren't going to want to miss our upcoming episodes. Is that what you call a podcast? Episode?
Yeah, episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, this episode. Well, the pilot. Do you count
this
the
pilot?
pilot?
This is the pilot. You count the pilot.
Yeah, post show. All right, so basically, what's first on our topics of shit? We wrote these note cards down while we were at Cool Beans drinking beer. What do you want to talk about first? Anybody?
Well, tonight was January 6th, I believe. Make sure I'm right. Yes. No, I'm sorry, January 8th. Shows you how much I'm up to date and how ready I am for this. But
yeah.
Well, it was 7th tonight. It's 8th right now.
Ah, right. It's the 8th right now, 7th.
We started this at the 7th.
We started this at the 7th, and as you all know, and as you all probably tuned into, was the national championship college football game against the Alabama Crimson Tide against the Clemson Tigers and Dabo Swinney. They upsetted the reigning national champions of the Alabama Crimson Tide. It was a ass-whipping, to say the least.
It was an ass-whipping.
So, I know most of you guys bet on Alabama on the line, but the Clemson Tigers showed up.
Daniel. Daniel bet on Crimson Tide, I think.
At Daniel, your bet, sorry, it did not go through, and you were deeply disappointed. You're usually a on-point college football analyst, and but tonight shows a different story. The Tigers came out on top.
Yeah. Honestly, they whooped their ass. There's not really a whole lot to talk about it.
It was a dominant game. I
cannot wait to watch the next team in orange and white come out. Hopefully they're going to be better. We don't have an offense coordinator
Look,
yet.
our balls are recruiting. Our boy Niedermeyer, he's out there pulling guys left and right with Pruitt. We don't have an offensive coordinator, but we're pulling 4 stars and 5 stars left and right. Shows you how we are.
Cassidy, as the president of Alpha Chi Omega, would you like to touch on... Just kidding.
You cannot.
Her college football IQ is not the greatest, but she is an upbeat and positive vibe, so that's why she's out here.
Thank you. And you know what? For our fellow listeners who did not watch the football game tonight, I watched the season premiere of The Bachelor, so I feel like that's important. We need to be keeping up with that as well as football. So I'll let you guys know what happens.
We're culturally diverse. We cover all aspects and are open to all.
But I think it's also important to mention that we're not going to have any listeners for at least another few months. So it's not a big deal, is what we say. It doesn't fucking matter, apparently. Even if they made it 5 minutes in the podcast, which I doubt they have. Ethan, do you want to tell the viewers about how The only reason that we started this podcast tonight is because we were at the bar and we got kicked out of the bar. So we're like, screw this. We're just gonna go podcast instead.
It happens. I myself have been here for a total of 6 hours maximum, and
On campus for 6 hours.
on campus, I made the commute this afternoon, and by the time it struck midnight, I was already kicked out of leaderboard with my fellow co-host here, D Dallas Bush Dallas, JB Jr. as some like to refer to you.
I'll just go by Dallas for now. So we're at and for whatever reason, they gave the rest of my friends the aux cord. So, like, if you ask any of my fraternity brothers, it was, and I air quotes, it was bumping, which basically means they were playing sicko mode on repeat. There was no one there except for our fraternity brothers, which is bumping to them. It's not a big deal. So me and Ethan, we step out to use the restroom, and there's like this weird, like kind of sketchy exit door. So we look out the exit door. We walk out of it, obviously, because we're going exploring. And there's a clear, it's like a 3-foot jump tops.
Makeable jump.
A very makeable jump, even for the widest of dudes, which we absolutely are. Even for the widest of dudes, this jump was very doable. And this jump, if you make it, which we would have, lands us on top of Hannah's, which is a bar that's been in Knoxville for a very long time. Hannah's offers a very cool view of the strip. You can, honestly, I don't even know if it does. We just wanted to get on top of a roof, any roof. So
a roof's a roof.
So
we're about those.
We're plotting our jump. We're like, yeah, like, dude, if you jump, then I'll jump right at you. Like, I promise. Like, bro, if you go, I'll go. And so we're like, all right, dope. So we're getting ready to make this leap. Little did we know, right around the corner, one of the bartenders and or bouncers, I guess, he's like outside taking a piss.
Poor guy. Could have used the bathroom, but they didn't allow him to do that.
Yeah, could have used the actual restroom, but no, he's outside taking a piss, and he hears all of this. He's like, no, you guys got to go. You guys got to go. And I'm like, we're like,
dude, what say do you have? You're out here pissing with a towel under your belt, like as if you have any kind of say so in this establishment. There's a ladder right beside him, so naturally we see the ladder, assuming that safer than the jump, we could just climb the ladder itself.
Yeah, so naturally, as Ethan tries to climb the ladder, I throw my leg over the rail to jump, and this guy's like, no, hey, you guys are out. And we're like, dude, hey, we were just joking, we weren't going to jump, blah, blah, blah.
We've been here a maximum of 10 minutes, not even order a drink yet. We plan to actually order a drink and improve the economy of the area and the bar itself, but he did not feel as if we deserved to have that right. So instead of helping the economy and helping the local establishment, we were, I wouldn't say politely removed from the establishment.
No, he kicked us out some damn back alley doorway where we had to climb over it
was a wooden pallet.
We had to climb over wooden pallets and a fence and all kinds of shit just to get out.
Not OSHA approved whatsoever.
But honestly, I don't even feel bad because I don't know. He's probably not gonna listen to this for you know what? Honestly, probably never because no one's probably gonna listen to this. But this is the same dude. He's the worst bartender I've ever seen. I was at the bar one night trying to get a drink, and he kept turning his back to us. Would not even, look at me and my buddies. I guess because we didn't have any girls with us at the time or whatever. His back turns to us. I'm like, dude, you know what? Screw this. So, while his back was turned to us, the tap, may I mention, ice cold Blue Moon was in reach. And the cups as well. So, naturally, he doesn't look. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I reach over, I grab the biggest cup I can grab, and I fill myself up a Blue Moon. And after this, all my friends also fill themselves up a Blue Moon. So we stole probably, throughout the course of the night, we kept doing this, we stole probably $50 to $60 of beer from this guy.
Which was rightly deserved. He's the
absolute worst bartender.
Worst bartender I've ever seen.
So, I don't know if he went back and watched the tape and figured out it was us, or why he had this hatred towards us, but he was just not about us jumping on this roof this night. So,
guy with a bad vibe,
yeah.
To say the least.
I feel that.
So naturally, like any real 21-year-old would do, who pays respects to real bars, we went to Cool Beans, the Bean, the main bar on the Strip for anyone who's actually 21, the best bar of all time in Knoxville.
Respect the Bean.
So yeah.
So, after returning to the Bean, after a very, very, very negative encounter, a reputation of the...
Yeah, he told the bouncer, what was the bouncer's name?
Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota. Yeah, he's like, hey, Dakota, don't let these guys in. And we're like,
So naturally, if you're going to have a bad vibe, we don't want to be around that. We're around the good vibe. And the Bean, which has always held a consistent, long-lasting good vibe, we naturally return.
And honestly, like, underage Bean anyway. It's
It
just
is.
like all the people who can't get into the Bean,
Of course.
they go to because it's the same atmosphere, only with worse bartenders.
Oh, to say the least.
Yeah, so. Cass, you have any current events that popped up in your week? As your first week of Alpha 11?
Not at all. It's been a very normal week, a great first week in office. Nothing at all has happened that's out of the ordinary. It's been great. We're rolling with the punches. We've got some meetings tomorrow morning. We're going to kill it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated as my term continues.
Great stuff. We'll know you do great.
Thank you so much.
You'll lead the chapter in a positive direction.
I appreciate that
Nothing
so much.
but the better. Nothing but the better.
Guys, I'm telling you, nothing but good vibes here in this room.
Nothing but
I'm
good
honestly
vibes.
just feeling it.
Hey, we're at it. We're here. We're live, and we're about it. So stick with us, and we'll lead you nothing but in a good direction.
Honestly, why the hell would you want to be in charge of 200 girls that you probably don't even know that well?
Passion. That's all I can say.
Ah,
it's for the
passion.
people. I'm a people person.
It's because she's on the air.
On the air.
Nationals is listening.
This is it.
I hope they're not listening.
They should.
Just
You should
kidding.
always.
No one's listening. Not even my mom, because she doesn't even know how to access podcasts. So we're probably just rolling with just us three for a
We're
little
getting
while.
there. We're getting there. You start small and get big. That's how it works. Aim small, miss small. Going to the top.
Absolutely.
I would try to get Admiral Schofield on here, though.
Hey, we'll be
That'd
there.
be tight to slide. I'm just going to slide in his DMs. He's like a pretty cool dude.
He'll be about it. He'll
Insane.
be
We could
about
probably get him or Grant, probably.
At
I feel
least.
like you should let me do it, though.
it. At least Fulkerson.
Yeah, you're a much cuter, blonder girl than me and Riddle are. So you should
That is
definitely
true.
A little
slide in
bit
the
more of a
DMs
girl.
and get Admiral Schofield on the podcast, please.
I can
Cassidy
handle
East
it.
Coast is our now official 12 minutes in this podcast guest recruiter. We've just established
Oh.
that here
Yeah,
today.
this is true.
Love that.
So, Dallas, our co-host, tell us about our encounter after leaving our house party to see the T-Link that so happened to be coincidentally
Oh, shit.
on fire.
All right, so we're at my buddy's house watching the national championship game. We finished the game, which was stupid. We could have left after halftime. Bama laid an egg, which was like kind of surprising, but that's whatever. All right, I don't know where we're at because I accidentally paused the podcast. And like I said, first
It's a
time.
pilot. It's a pilot.
It's a pilot. We
We're-
just left the bar. We're just playing with this stuff.
We're
now.
prototyping.
So we're leaving the bar, or not the bar. We're leaving the house that we went to go watch this game at, which we could have left at halftime because Alabama laid an egg. Shocker to everybody, honestly. And then we come back and we see this giant like flume of smoke up in the air. We're like, what the hell? And it was coming from Cookout. And like, if you're a college kid and you're listening to this, Cookout is like your kind of like your church, I guess.
It's a
away from
temple.
home. It's like your temple.
It's a meditative state of peace and kindness.
Yeah.
And communion, to be honest.
Yeah, like you can go to the bar, you can make the biggest fool of yourself in the world. You can text all the girls and say, "Hey, you up?" ? as much as you want,
3 a.m. It's a natural thing to do.
and be an idiot. But when you go to Cookout and you get your Cookout tray, it's just like all things are good, like all things are natural once again.
It's a cleansing state.
Yeah,
It's a cleansing
yeah,
state.
absolutely. So we're like, oh my god, like is Cookout on fire? Is this the worst thing that could possibly happen to this university right now?
And it would be. That would
Yeah,
be.
definitely,
It would be.
100%. That would be
It'd
rough.
be a
as
tragedy.
long as knock on wood, as long as Taco Bell's fine. I mean, Taco Bell's the actual go-to, but anyway, we're talking about Cookout. So we drive past this Cookout. There's cops everywhere.
We
There's-
had to go to a dead end, turned around by
by cop
parked
messing
cruiser.
around. Yeah. But yeah, and all of a sudden a T-Link, which is for those of you who don't know, for those of you guys listening not from UT, which is probably nobody, the T-Link is our UT bus system.
a very convenient form of transportation, to say the least.
Oh my god, absolutely! They can take you anywhere, and we even have a late night T-Link where they can take you from the bar to home until 7 a.m., which is nice, which no one takes advantage of, but that's besides the point. Anyway, this T-Link is on fire. One of our buses that we ride every day is just up in smoke, which blows my mind because school hasn't even started yet.
We are a day and a half away from school starting. Had to get a good vantage point. Had to go around a few roadblocks. But finally got a good
we haven't
vantage
even
point.
started our silly week, like our syllabus week. Like silly week has not even started yet. No one's checked. No one knows when shit's due. No one knows when shit starts. I don't even know when my first day is.
And this T-Link is roasting like a stuffed pig.
like a marshmallow, just on
I
fire.
mean, in the flame, to say
And
the
they were
least.
hosing this thing down.
I mean, you got electrical sparks flying
But
left
yeah,
and
that was the
right.
coolest part. Not even the fire, the electrical sparks
We
that were
had
going
an
off was amazing.
mid-explosion, mid-Snapchat. You can check our stories out at EthanR15,
Yeah.
my Snapchat handle for all you guys and gals out there interested in.
And Dallas Bush too, which probably, like I said, not going to happen for a little while, but but yeah.
It's out there.
So yeah, one of our T-Links caught on fire. We don't know what's going to happen, but we do know that we're down one T-Link,
At least.
which is really going to suck. I guess we might have to reach into our pockets every now and then and call an Uber. That would really hurt.
Not ideal. Not ideal, to say the least.
Yeah, very, very less than ideal.
But we were here first. We are first responders. We broke the news. The T-Link is no more.
You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first.
We are down one T-Link from what we started this semester with.
Don't be alarmed.
We're down one.
You're welcome. Our Snapchat handles broke the news. If you're interested in the current state of the T-Link, you can check it out there. It is not in a good state.
And honestly, UT is probably going to release some bullshit statement about how,
Fake news.
yeah,
to say the
fake news
least.
wasn't our T-Link. It must have been
Uh.
some other big-ass bus that was orange and white checkerboard that said T-Link on the side. It wasn't ours. It must have been someone else's.
We were here first. The T-Link is aflame.
So I'm curious to know if you guys had to guess what was the cause of the huge explosion.
Well, actually, now that you mention it, Cass, the East Coast, we actually know the cause.
Wait, what is it?
Unfortunately, we had to do a lot with the calls. My boy Dallas here made a rookie mistake. He was handed the aux cord in the T-Link.
Oh, that's
Unfortunately,
okay.
he made the
Okay.
rookie mistake of playing Sicko Mode and
Which
Mobamba back to back.
honestly, just playing Sicko Mode, it might have overheated.
It did.
It wouldn't have caught on
I saw
fire.
a spark or two.
They definitely had to pull over for Sicko Mode, but while they're checking the smoke from the hood, me made a rookie mistake. I accidentally played Mo Bamba,
Which you all know is a recipe for disaster.
which honestly I'm just happy we all made it off the bus alive. It's
Fortunately, we predicted it would happen, so we took the necessary precaution of getting off the bus before things got out of hand. But of course, as playing those two songs back to back, it set the vehicle aflame.
But like classic University of Tennessee, they're gonna totally ignore this giant ass ordeal of a bus catching on fire. They're gonna turn their attention to the brand new student union,
With the Steak and Shake.
which is it does have a 24-hour Steak and Shake, which is pretty amazing. But the Steak and Shake and the student union is actually gonna be the second largest in the country. Did you know this?
I did not know this. Tell me more, Ambassador.
Shut up. Second largest in the country. Second to only Ohio State Student Union, which I don't know if you know this or not, but everyone and their mother can get into Ohio State. They have about 50, don't quote me on this, they have about 50,000 undergraduate students. Here at UT Knoxville, we only have about 24,000 undergrad and about 4,000 graduate students.
For you alumni that may be confused and wondering what we mean by student union, is the UC, aka University Center.
The STU is what we're gonna call it.
The STU.
The STU. We're gonna try to get that taken off.
We're gonna get that slogan rolling.
They probably won't. But anyway, this student union is the second largest in the entire country to Ohio State. But if you do the square footage divided by the number of students that they have, our student union is actually going to be almost double their size. How about that? Something else we can brag about that's not our football program right now. But it's not a big deal because we are a basketball school. Current update is 1:51 in the morning. We're gonna break out. What? Fuck, hold on.
So my boy Dallas is taking a minute break here, so I'm gonna get this thing rolling. Your boy E's here, E, as some like to refer to me as. So yeah, our student union is big and our football team is not. Our basketball team is rolling as we speak. Rick Barnes is leading the boys. Reverend Rick is taking our boys all the way. We've beaten Georgia by 50 in the past few days, which
Who was
is
that lady from Chicago, Loyola?
Oh, Sister
Teresa.
Jean. Sister Jean.
Sister Jean, yeah.
Sister Jean.
We're sorry, Sister Jean.
Sister Jean, you ain't got shit on us this year.
The Demon Deacon Barnes is back.
Our boy Deacon Barnes is taking our boys all the way. We're going to blow past Sister Jean and her Loyola of Chicago or Loyola of whatever.
Yeah, whatever they were. I don't even. Honestly,
Irrelevant.
mad respect to them. Playing, what they play, like 4? At least 4 white guys on the court at once.
They did. They had a lot of lucky breaks there in that game. Hats off to them.
Shot the ball very well.
They did. But this year is a different story. We have returning seniors. Admiral Schofield did not go to the NBA draft.
Yeah, because he knew they had to come back on our podcast before he left. Cassidy, would you like a sip of this?
I was ripe.
I'm good.
That was a ripe sip of Old Smoky. My boy Dallas has hooked us up from his winter.
We
internship.
were at Cool Beans drinking double vodka and Sprite when we came up with the idea where we should host a podcast, and we have now switched to Old Smoky Mountain Moonshine.
Maybe we should get them to sponsor us.
I don't think that they would.
That's a good idea. Hey, look, our girl Cassie's Coast is big picture here. She's big picture.
Cassidy,
Yeah.
try this moonshine.
No.
You'll like this one.
It's what a president would do.
This is Mountain Java. It's guaranteed to get you 50 shades
The
of white girl wasted.
moonshine looks a bit like honey mustard, but
It tastes like Ugg boots and yoga pants,
yeet.
but there is a dash of daddy issues, so be careful.
Hey,
Look at me.
that's
I
what
came
we're about.
dressed
You're
for
rocking the Ugg
vacation.
boots and the yoga
Dress
pants.
to impress.
Okay.
And the hipster hangout shirt, which you cut.
I didn't cut
You
it.
didn't cut that one?
No.
Hang out, good place.
You being,
Like the
being
ass-
all,
Nice spring break
being all edgy,
location.
being all edgy and shit, Cass.
Taro.
That's what they do.
They have to sponsor us. Like, Dallas even has an Old Smoky shirt on.
Oh yeah, I'm
That's what
rocking.
we're about.
I'm rocking
Old
Rebel
Smoky.
Smoky shirt.
If you are listening, please sponsor us. This is not a drill.
They're actually probably gonna do the opposite. They're gonna like sue us for using.
Step 1,
For
fire
you-
Dallas.
They're gonna sue us for using their name in our podcast, which is gonna get like 3 views in
We
the
can bleep
first
it
few
out.
months.
That's fine.
Can we? Do you know how to edit this?
Yes,
I have no
know
idea.
how to edit it.
All right, y'all. Thank God that we have Cass Mace who knows how to do the technical side of this. The only thing we know how to do is talk.
Talent recruiter and soundbite editor.
Oh.
She's running the show here.
Just taking all kinds of hats.
Cass Mace, East Coast, which you think as a public relations major I would be able to do this and or know what to say and or not to say. But I don't.
We're here. We're live. We're natural. You're getting the best of the best.
What did you call it?
Once again, pilot
Organic,
episode.
very organic
We are
experience.
gonna link this to our LinkedIn. Just kidding.
Follow
Just
me on
kidding.
LinkedIn. Hire me.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, if you need a smart, young civil engineer, Riddle E.
Ready to work.
is on the market. If you need a... Cass, what are you again? Journalism?
Psychology.
Yeah, close
even
enough.
better.
If you need a psychology major... psychology major...
We're very psychological here.
Cassidy is down to hook you up.
Mm.
Honestly, I'm just saying that if the Call Her Daddy girls can get famous off of this, surely to God that we can. Have you
Oh.
guys heard about that?
No.
You haven't heard of the Call Her
The
Daddy?
Call Her
podcast?
Daddy.
Yeah, it's
Her
called
Daddy?
Call Her Daddy podcast.
Call Her Daddy podcast.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's basically it's these 2 girls, and they pretty much just talk about hooking up with dudes. And they have this one thing. It's famous. It's called the Gluck Gluck 9000.
Oh,
You
God.
I'm
You guys-
intrigued. Tell us more.
You're gonna have to look that up on Urban Dictionary. I'm not sure if we're gonna talk about that on this podcast or not yet, but
I'm looking it up.
she's Urban Dictionarying the Gluck Gluck 9000. Go ahead, Cass. Read that definition for us.
Pull it up, Cassie's Coast.
No, I'm just let me read it. Y'all keep going.
All right, we'll keep rolling.
No, you-
Cass is gonna do some
You pull it up.
site investigation.
You pull it up. Ethan's gonna read it to us.
One second, I can't find it. Glug glug. 9.
No, Gluck Gluck, like GLUCK
GLUCK
times 2 9.
times
0,
2
0, 0.
Oh, so you've looked this up a few times.
No, I just
Zero.
heard the
Knows the
podcast. Their
spell.
podcast is amazing.
900.
I still
Okay.
I can't figure out if their podcast
Here you
is
go.
like for guys like trying to get girls or girls trying to get guys or what about.
So, our girl Cassidy East Coast has pulled this up for me on her phone.
It's
She-
Sophia and Alex. Sophia and Alex are the girls who run the Call Her Daddy podcast,
So,
and they're hilarious.
Cited from the Urban Dictionary, Gluck Gluck 9000. That is 9000. I'm gonna read you verbatim
This
the
is the first time I'm hearing
Urban
this.
Dictionary definition. Okay. A term technique used and created by the Call Her Daddy girls Alexis and Sophia, as already stated by our co-host Dallas. This is every man's kryptonite. This is verbatim from the Urban Dictionary definition. This is a vacuum seal, double hand, twist gok gok combo. For those that do not know the gok gok combo, I will go in more in depth in the next few minutes here. So, as you all know, of course, any girl can give a BJ. But this takes it to a whole new level.
Hey, shout out to Alex and Sophia though.
Shout out to Alex Sophia. Call her daddy. Follow them and subscribe to them too. Maybe we can get them on as guests. Cass, if you can get on that.
I will get on
I
it.
doubt it. They're way bigger. They're like already in like.
They'd be in.
They're in the millions already probably.
Should I continue? I feel like this definition is kind of taking a turn for the detailed. And,
I mean, shit, you're almost halfway through. Just go
I'm
ahead and
halfway
finish
through.
it.
I need to finish.
Yeah.
As the Gluck Gluck 9000 would finish as well. I should make sure I
As it always does apparently.
make sure I pay my dues and respects.
All right. Anyway, the Call Her Daddy girls, they are hilarious. They offer great insight into how would you?
All things intimate.
Yeah, absolutely.
All things intimate.
Yeah. So I think they're I don't know if they work for Barstool or not, but Barstool's
Good
pretty
gals. Good gals. They mean well.
Good gal. Look at that.
Repelling. Similar poles. This is physics going into motion here.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to talk about anything else for the
Three
first
tools
podcast?
in a pod. 3 tools in a pod.
Also, just to reiterate, for anyone who's still listening, you're probably really dumb.
I don't understand why you'd still be listening.
You're
but
really bored. But
If
this
you
is just a
still are.
pilot. It's just a pilot.
It's a pilot.
Yeah. So. And we're gonna have Admiral, courtesy of Cass. How are you gonna get Cass? How are you gonna get Admiral Schofield in this fraternity house to record for this podcast? How are you gonna get him in here?
So I have 3 steps.
Oh.
Number 1, you have to follow him on
Ah.
Instagram. Every guy, whether y'all like to admit it or not, you
And
like to follow.
They like
And
to
do you
follow.
already?
No, I don't think I do.
She's creative.
Twitter.
You
I
might
do.
you might be the
Twitter.
one girl on campus who doesn't already follow Admiral Schofield.
Great guy.
One of a
Great
kind.
guy.
He's a
so
beast.
yeah,
Shoulders look amazing.
Even better, what if we could get him and
The
Grant at once?
stridations?
I bet they got some cool
Okay.
ass stories.
Oh man.
We could get him and Grant on the podcast.
Great guys.
Those are
Great
good.
guys.
So as I was saying, step 1, follow.
Mm.
Step 2, obviously have to slide into the DMs.
Whoa, a chick sliding the DMs first?
Bold
rare,
move.
rare
Listen, I'm
terms.
doing this for you guys, so you're
Cass,
welcome.
Cassie's Coast.
Okay, if I'm
We
not,
couldn't ask for a better third.
maybe I'm
co-host.
mistaken, but
appreciate that.
you're also part of this podcast, so maybe it's gonna help you too. I don't know.
Ah,
Maybe. You're right, you're
help
right.
Cass Clout. We need to help Cass Clout here.
Cass Clout.
So what I'm gonna say
Cass the Clout Chaser
Listen.
is gonna get our 2 best basketball players on the podcast somehow.
Yeah. With
So step 3.
the
Sorry.
third step.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's fine. So basically, you just kill them with kindness because you can't be flirty with them because this
Mm.
is strictly business. This is
Mm.
professional.
And they're probably used to like the whole flirty DM.
Exactly.
Yes, because
Yeah.
one microphone in a fraternity house is the most professional environment.
Oh,
you can
absolutely,
be.
yeah, yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
Absolutely.
With
I mean-
with awful audio, you can probably hear really bad music in the
The
background.
more subscriptions, the higher quality. So
But we have the
share
most.
with your friends.
Yeah, the
free-
more you guys subscribe means we can buy better audio and we can get a lot better.
Follow, unfollow, then resubscribe. It is a tool used in iTunes subscriptions. It
We're
will
probably gonna.
it will
kick
do nothing but add subscribers. So
Where is
unfollow,
this being
refollow,
posted?
subscribe.
I don't
iTunes,
e- I-
Spotify, Pandora,
All of
YouTube.
them.
I don't
Okay.
even know how to post this yet. If we're being
We-
honest,
We'll get there. It's
We'll-
a pilot.
we'll
It's a
figure it
pilot.
out.
it's a
We'll figure it
pilot
out.
episode.
We got all night. But yeah, so step 1, 2, 3, and then like 3.5 is like we get him here,
Here, of course.
and then it's a done deal from there.
What kind of questions would you ask?
Step
Admiral
5,
Schofield?
wine and dine. After the podcast,
Yes.
Oh,
Tim
there
make it
we
to dinner,
go.
pay for his dinner,
There we go.
you know, schmooze him up.
I like that because then he'll like when we ask other people, he'll be like, "Oh my gosh, they're so awesome."
He'll domino effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get him to
I
be a
think-
part of the team. Get him
Yeah.
his t-shirt.
We can get.
We'll make t-shirts,
Yo, yeah. Okay,
Admiral
we're on to
t-shirt.
something.
koozies, stress balls, pins,
stress balls.
3 pods in a jewel.
koozies,
Wait, what are these called? Like skins that you can put around?
skins.
That it only
Yeah, you
makes
can get
sense.
skins on the jewel.
It only makes sense.
Look, guys. Once a follower, always a follower. We're here for the team. We'll
Well-
treat you guys well. We'll have merch. merch.
What
on
are we
the
gonna
site
ask
soon.
him once we get him on the podcast?
Key to success.
No, screw that. That's what everyone's gonna ask him. We gotta ask him some cool ass like.
We want some wild team stories.
We just need to get to know Admiral on like
we
a
want
like
to know
a
him on a personal level,
like a legit level.
like a legit level, like a guys on guys level.
Maybe not so guys on guys, but like no, like legit. Like if we actually somehow get these guys on here, I don't want it to just be like some like like some little like WATE news or like Knox Sports guys asking him like, oh Admiral, like how do you do it? How do you find the drive? I want to ask him like legit like funny. Like I want to hear some cool stories. I want to hear like the traveling in between the games. Like, like the plane ride back from Gonzaga when they beat Gonzaga, the number one team in the country. I want to hear the story from that plane ride back.
Oh yeah, the smack talk.
No way did they all just put in their headphones and just listen to their music on the way home by themselves. Like, they had to get wild on the plane.
If anybody watched the game in the second half, late with a few minutes left, Admiral was chirping on the court. We want to know the.
He was talking hella shit to this dude on the court.
We want to know
before we even had the game sealed. He was talking hella shit, and you just gotta admire that.
You gotta admire that. You gotta appreciate that, and we're here to share the story here first. We're here to know his opinion, his side of the story, not the PC, just generic questions that please the crowd. We're here to know his side, his opinion, and share the team's personal views on the experience.
That's going to be our new thing. You heard it here first.
We started
with the T-Link.
Now
we're moving on to
I want to ask him straight up. I want to say, Admiral, as like one of the biggest men on campus, I just want to know how many chicks slide in your DMs every day.
That's a question we all want to get answered.
Like, they don't really show up to the bars that much. I think I've seen the basketball players at Uptown a couple times. But I just want to know, like, how many chicks slide in your DMs every day.
He's a big, strong, fit guy.
He's
strapping fella. A
first-round draft pick. So not only is he athletic and good-looking, but he's going to be a millionaire here in just a few months.
Oh, you know it. Look, this guy can put a ball.
Can you pull up how many followers does Admiral Schofield have on Instagram?
This guy can put a ball through the hoop better than
28,000 or 28.6 thousand to be exact.
That's a lot of DM slides.
Okay, but how many?
First 3 people, all girls.
But how many likes has he got on his pictures? You can have all the followers in the world, but are they fake?
I don't. He has only 6,000-ish likes on his.
That picture,
but it was posted 14 hours ago.
So find one like after they beat Gonzaga. I just want to see like how many.
How long? Let's see.
That was a few weeks ago.
Is he that active in posting?
I don't know. When was this? August? No. Then he's not very active. Well, I guess he's okay.
Let's try that.
Well, he's focusing on basketball and shit right now.
He actually doesn't get that many likes.
So, Admiral, you heard it here first. You want to get more likes, you get on the 3 Tools in a Pod podcast.
Admiral,
we're here to boost followers.
We want you here, but also we're calling you out. We want to know how you have 28,000 followers and you're only getting 6,000 likes on your pictures.
Oh, he almost got 10,000 on this one.
Almost 10,000. Black and white.
Mm-hmm. Solid.
Very dramatic photo.
It's like a third of his followers almost. Like that's pretty solid.
Yeah, so I'm not here to brag.
That's more than a third.
We're pretty prolific and
that's way more than I get on mine.
Conceptual.
When was the Gonzaga game
social
again?
Media.
I think his likes went up after they won that game.
Oh, they have to.
They have to.
The whole nation saw
He goes from 3,000 to 9,000.
He did drop 30 points and was co-SEC Player of the Week.
I hope that every.
Classy.
Oh, he rocks the athleisure. He rocks the athleisure.
Athleisure. Maybe you could get
athleisure's
some
a new trend right now. No,
nice
honestly, I hope that
grown solid captions.
I hope that every single
making money moves.
Oh, look at that one.
Okay.
All right.
I hope that every single Gonzaga cheerleader.
Oh, and then he goes from like serious, but then you slide over, and then it's like all little cute smile.
Little cute stuff. Got the little hole in the jeans.
I just want to know how many of those Gonzaga cheerleaders followed him after the game.
Oh, they had to. I mean, I would have. I was her.
I would have. If I was a cheerleader, I'd for sure.
I mean, he dropped 30 on him.
He did drop 30 on the number 1 team in the country. On a mutual site game, which was, where's that? It was played in Arizona, right?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, so definitely, that's a long ways for volunteer fans to travel.
We did it, though.
Yeah.
We've actually sold out the past 2 out of 3 home games. 21,000 fans attended.
Midweek home games.
Midweek home games before the semester has even started.
Yeah, no students are even on campus, and we're selling out 20,000+ fans a game right now. And there's no students here. Those are mostly just adults who want to come watch our team whoop ass. Which they are.
In one of the nicest basketball stadiums in the country, Thompson Bowling Arena, can't be beat.
We took down... Georgia wasn't ranked, but they're still an SEC team. So, I'm a big believer. Any SEC team can beat any SEC team.
We took Kansas, the number 1 ranked team in the country the past week, to overtime without Lamonte Turner and Grant Williams on his C game.
Without our stud Grant, and without our the sixth man
of the year,
Lamonte Turner. Lamonte Turner, dude, we got to get him on here. I bet he would be cool.
He's a G. He's a G. He actually set out his first year because he did not apply to college on time.
Don't you hate when that happens?
You know, I feel that, bro. And I can.
No, dude, I can
understand that.
I ran into Lamonte at the in the
T-Rex.
one of the dining facilities.
But his first year, since he was not eligible to play on the team because he did not apply to college on time, don't blame him. It happens to the best of us. He was a T-Rex star.
Was he really? He played the
Ask any
T-Rex?
senior. Oh, yeah. He played the T-Rex for a year straight before he could actually get signed with the team and be a full-time member.
For those of you guys who don't know, the T-Rec is for the University of Tennessee. The T-Rec is the Tennessee Recreational Facility for Students.
Good acronym there.
Thank you. And there are 4, maybe 5 or 6 different courts in there, and they absolutely go by skill level. So like the A court is right next to the windows where all the shotties can watch. Those are the absolute best basketball players. If you're coming from your small ass town high school, and you're like you're like a 5'10", you think like you're a forward or some shit, or
For sure.
yeah, or if you're vice versa, if you're one of those guys, if you're like 6'5" and you think you have handles, like if you think you can be a point guard, you're gonna get shown up. The A court, these are the dudes who decline D2, D3 offers just to come get their education, but they can still ball.
And they bam.
And they rise, dude. They get
rise.
up.
As you all know, our dog of the football team, the one and only Jawan Jennings, is a very popular guy that you'll end up seeing there post football season. He bams, to say the least.
He rises.
He rises.
I remember my freshman year, South Carrick is it's an all girls dorm. South Carrick is.
Dallas would know. He spent many nights there.
no, I did not. Anyway, South Carrick, all girls dorm. They used to have a beta fish that sat in their lobby, and it had a nameplate and everything. The name of the beta fish was Jawan Finnings.
As it should have been.
Think about, like, we're just walking around campus knowing that 600 girls have a fish named after you, and they see it every time they walk in the dorm, like,
He's a dog. Dogs do dog things.
Yeah.
He's an alpha.
he is an alpha male, 100%. I don't know how to walk around campus with all that on my shoulders. Like, every single person here knows who I
He's
am.
handled the pressure well, to say the
Yeah.
least.
I mean, they might when we get done with this podcast. You
I
never
mean,
know.
hey,
What if
Jawan's probably a fan already. He's probably listening in.
He might be. Yeah.
I mean, we can't say he isn't.
All right, hey, write down where did our pin go?
Here.
All right, we got to write down our
Cass
list of
East Coast
guests.
has the pin.
Yeah, Cass Mace. Write these down. Okay, so first off, we're gonna try to get Admiral Schofield, right?
Okay.
If we can get him, we gotta get him to bring Grant on here. We can talk Game of Thrones.
Okay.
For those of you guys who don't know what Game of Thrones is,
HBO TV series.
I don't either. So please enlighten us.
Something about Vikings and swords.
Yeah.
And dragons, maybe.
Heard there's a lot of sex scenes in that, though.
There probably is.
Yeah, alright, so who do we... Okay, so far on the list, we have Admiral and Grant. Lamontre. We have to get Lamontre.
We do.
I think he might be gettable because he's big time, but he's not, like, big time,
I mean,
you know?
he's 6 man.
Yeah. He's 6 man.
He's a 6 man. But he's the 6 man of the year.
He's
so.
the sixth best basketball player that we have. Not even top 5.
Of the year.
But he shoots the lights out.
I mean, he
And
can
he's
drop
tatted
dimes.
up. He has a power tee and a basketball tattooed on him.
I mean, he is wet.
I might have lied about the power tee, but I know he has a basketball tattoo. Does he have a power tee tattoo?
I guarantee you might. He has
He probably
sleeves. I mean,
does.
if you have sleeves, you have to have your school logo. At
Yeah,
some point.
I would drop that in there. Even if you're a 6 man?
Even if you're a 6 man.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume.
I mean, there are a lot of frat guys who are like no one even knows who the fuck they are, and they still have like UT tattooed on them and shit.
Hmm.
But those are ass tats. I don't know if those count or not.
I mean, a tat's a tat.
That is true. Tony forever.
Forever.
But yeah, all right. So
Except
we
a
got,
lip tat. Except an inner lip tat. That's not there forever.
Yeah, like the old row lip tats. Those don't count.
They don't last.
All right, so we've got.
So potential guest, Cash.
We're getting
Potential
Admiral
guest.
Schofield.
Future potential guest.
Grant Williams.
Yes.
And Lamonte Turner.
2 great guys.
Yeah.
3. That's 3.
3 great guys. Grant, Schofield, and
Great guys.
Lamonte.
You said 3.
And if we don't get any of those athletes, I did talk to my cousin who plays on the baseball team.
Hey, he can sling the rock.
Oh.
He can sling that shit. Anyway, he said that he would come on my podcast.
He owns that diamond.
Okay.
I will tell you,
Lingo, Z lingo.
Mm-hmm.
You may know the ling.
Tennessee baseball,
familiar.
they did not make it to the SEC tournament last year. So every single team in the SEC goes to the SEC tournament except for 2. Meaning we were one of the bottom 2 teams in the SEC. However, don't let that fool you because the SEC was stacked. UT, they almost went 500 in the SEC. Don't quote me on this. I don't know if this is right. But they almost went 500 and they still didn't make it.
That is a true fact.
But I think like the team that came in first, like they barely went above 500. Like it's a very tight.
It's a very tight, close
Yeah.
race, very competitive.
But we have a new coach.
conference. SEC. This is the Conference of the South. We own.
We're at 45
college
minutes.
sports.
No one's listening at this point.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be listening.
Quality content. We're getting the ball rolling. Is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You have to start at some point.
We should title this podcast "Skip to like 30 minutes when we actually got in the ship."
We'll just skip the whole 9,000 bit.
We may need to skip the 9,000.
Yeah.
What not?
We took a turn for the worst.
Yeah.
The glove.
Oh, the glug glug. Yeah, Cass East Coast can figure out how to skip that part. All right. Does anyone have any last moment pilot podcast add-ins, comments, concerns?
Cass, can you wrap us up here with a summary of how this has been and what we need to do to improve? Because this is all about spitting ideas and getting feedback.
Hey, honestly,
Absolutely.
right now we're recording this at 2 a.m. after we got kicked out of the bar. So like, we might be better the next day.
But our vibes are always positive.
Our vibes are always positive.
In our
sure.
lowest moments, we're still on the up and coming.
We got kicked out of the bar, but instead
I
of being like, "Oh, dude, like screw this, like what a bad night," we're like, "No,
Nah, we come here and we.
We're just gonna
get
come
the
here and
juices
brainstorm?
flowing. We brainstorm.
we're gonna brainstorm."
We're here to put our hearts on the table,
Mm.
let our creativity flow, and receive feedback and take notes and improve from there.
Absolutely.
About what you said, we don't want any feedback.
No, we don't give a shit what you have to say, to be honest with you.
Yeah, honestly. Like I said in the beginning, we're gonna piss a lot of people off with these podcasts. So
We're going to tell you how we feel, and
if
you decide from there.
if we piss you off, just go to Yelp or TripAdvisor or whatever the hell.
We're there.
floats
We're
your
all
boat.
over.
It's like, yeah. It's 2019. If anyone's not offended, then we're not doing something right. But
To say the least.
all right, well, we're gonna end that there. Thank you. If you're still listening, thanks, Mom.
Thanks, guys.
This is 3 Tools and a Pod.
3 tools in a pod. We will catch you guys next time.